I'm Steph.
And Nicole.
From Pkid Chicks. So we are doing story time.
Yeah, I feel like these videos, I like watching story time videos on YouTube. Yeah, I find them really entertaining.
So we want to let you guys even know us better. So we're going to tell you guys some crazy stories in our lives of all the drama.
Yeah, the crazy
Nicole
stuff
and I were talking about some of them and we're like, hey, we should share them with, you guys on YouTube. So YouTubes. Hello, YouTubes.
Yeah. So which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with our being robbed story.
Okay. So this happened, when I was probably how old was I?
When you were
4, 5?
Oh yeah, 5.
I was little.
Yeah, because you were in kindergarten.
Yeah. So I was 5 years old, and how old were you?
I'm 9 years
15?
older than you, so I was 14 and you were 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was home alone. It was me, my cousin, and Nicole, and we were home alone. We lived in Fontana.
And it was so ghetto. The house was...
I don't think it was
The house wasn't that ghetto. The house wasn't ghetto, but the area was ghetto. It was not a nice area.
So anyways, we're home alone, and our house had a lot of windows, and it was a big home, so I think it kind of attracted people to be what's in there?
Yeah.
Want to steal? So we were there, and all of a sudden we're playing in the room, and we hear
I don't even know.
ruckus.
Okay. I don't remember it. I was little, but I remember some snippets.
I remember hearing ruckus, and my mom had left because she was gonna go work, and I was watching the girls, and she literally was just gonna be gone for an hour. So I was like, I'll be right back. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. We're playing. So she left for that time being, and then we hear ruckus everywhere. And I'm like, what's going on? My mom left. She's not here. And this was before everybody had cell phones. My mom had a phone, but I had a house phone. So then we're right there, and
we're in the main room, the master bedroom.
Yeah.
And then
we hear running.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that. But I remember when you were telling us, and you were giving us.
Okay, something happened before I gave you. So me and my cousin are there, and we're like, what's going on? So my cousin quietly opens the door, and we peek, and we could see there's guys in our house, men, grown men, not one, 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was 3.
Yeah, and so she's like, oh my gosh. So we lock the room door, and we can hear them checking, going through the whole house, checking doors, checking rooms, making sure it's empty. So we're quiet, what do we do? So my dad...
I remember,
my dad had a rifle. Well, it was a BB.
He had a rifle. It was a BB gun.
But it looked...
big one.
It was a big old school BB gun, and it looked like a rifle. It really looked like a rifle.
So what else? We had nunchucks. And we had a plancha,
we turned on an iron. We connected
and a pandero. What do they call it? A tambourine.
And I think we had a knife too.
Did we? Why did we?
Because we were I cut lemon for hot Cheetos or something like that.
We were building a little house, a little fort. I remember that.
So I'm climbing up to get the BB gun, and my sister and my cousin are we're ready with our
and we have the iron plugged into the wall.
And we're holding it.
And I have my little tambourine, and it was a baby tambourine, because it was the little kid ones. It wasn't even a real tambourine.
We were home aloneing it, prepping everything ready for these burglars. And so my cousin's that I've had enough. I'm going to look out there. This is ridiculous. We just need to know what's going on. So then I'm reaching for the rifle. She opens the door. Well, she unlocks it, and she's about to relock it because I'm like, no, don't. And the guy... this young guy opens the door, and he looks and he goes, run, everybody out, run. And they're running, scavenging, and they're leaving. And my heart is just I didn't even get to point the rifle at them. I really wanted them to open the door and find this little girl with the rifle in their face. I called my mom, and I told her what happened, and I think my mom's heart was falling out of her chest. We were so nervous.
She was, racing, huh?
I don't even
remember.
I don't even remember if you were crying.
I don't think I was crying. I think I just kind of it would happen so quickly.
Yeah.
I think we were just kind of
there was so much adrenaline going through my body
at that
time.
And it feels it was a long period of time, but it was probably
within
5 to 10
within
minutes.
10 minutes. This was really fast.
Yeah.
And I really think back, and I thank God that He protected us, because
those guys could have not ran. They could have just come and
taken us.
Yeah.
We're 3 little girls. I'm 14 years old, my cousin's 12, my sister's 5. They could have done anything. Yeah. And just the fact that they ran, that alone was like, you know, I don't know. I was really thankful. My mom said that she was like 15 minutes away. She said the drive was like eternal. And she was really nervous, and she never left me home alone again. And that had never happened. Like, despite the fact that the neighborhood wasn't the best, it's just that particular, we've never really experienced something like that.
Like, actually them in and we, like...
Yeah. And during the day, this was in broad daylight, 2 p.m. type of thing.
But I think there was, like, there were no cars in the driveway, and it was, like, you know,
it
seemed like it was pretty quiet.
Like, no one was home.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like, steal stuff in Fontana. Like, I've heard, like, a lot of
I feel like we had people come in before. Remember, we had, like, one window, which people would, like... And it was, like, this one messed up window in the main living room.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah.
And so
we
got
had
the neighbors before.
And they just took, like, a piggy bank.
Yeah, I think they took, like, something small.
They didn't even take, like, a computer or anything. So, yeah, that was really sad.
It was scary.
And we moved. So,
we did.
So that's story number uno. We have another story for you guys that my sister was like, you remember that horrible day?
It wasn't even a day. I think it was like a weekend. It was like 3 days. Because when we were younger, we would go to Arizona for like 3 days with our whole family. And so I remember this particular weekend, literally everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Like, I remember we went to the lake, and seaweed got stuck in the boat, like the propeller.
So it wouldn't work. So we were, like, all sitting in the boat, and all of a sudden it's, like, going, and then it's just, like, you hear, like, woo.
Yeah, because, like, there's parts in the lake where there's, like, you know, the long seaweed, or whatever it is, and it got stuck in there, and we couldn't get it out. And then we ran into gas in the middle of the lake. And
no, imagine this, like, we're Hispanic. So if you are Hispanic, then I think you can relate to the fact that when you go to places with your family, there's so many people, so you try to put as many people as you can in a small area.
Like, I'm surprised the boat never sank. I'm honestly like...
So we had this boat, and our family has a boat, and these boats are meant to carry like 8 people. Well, there was probably like 14.
Yeah.
To 15, like 16 people.
A lot of people. And like food, drinks,
kids.
Like, so many things.
Yeah, so you just see this boat overpacked with people. There's like nowhere to sit, nowhere to stand. And you see like my uncle standing with 2 oars. Like,
and we had a life jacket, you know those like bright orange life jackets?
And he's waving the life jacket. And people are just driving by like waving back. Yeah. We're like,
and usually those like you wave the orange stuff because you want people to like leave you alone.
Right.
So I don't know why we were waving that. I hope we wanted them to come help us.
Finally, after a while of sitting in the sun, in the heat with kids, somebody came.
Yeah, and they towed us.
And they
like tied a rope.
They towed us in the water. So that was like one day that got ruined.
Yeah.
Then the next day, before we went to the river or anything, I'm like, I hear my aunt and my cousin yelling, and my cousin, like, he's kind of bipolar, so he would have like outbreaks and stuff, and all of a sudden I see my aunt like grabbing him really hard, and my cousin's like making these crazy faces, and I'm like, Mom! You know, my aunt, like, she's probably just going crazy, like, I can't stand this kid anymore. He was already grown. He was like
14, 15.
He was huge, like, you know those 15-year-olds that are like 18-year-old size, and he was being a rebel. So my mom comes in, and it's just like, it was just this big old dramatic scene, and my aunt was just like, I'm gonna smash you, Matthew. She'll probably get mad if she sees this video. But that was like the theme for my trip. I'm gonna smash you, Matthew.
Oh my gosh.
Because it was something like that would just happen.
It was so
all the time.
memorable. Oh, only she was there. Like, it was her and my mom.
It was pretty crazy. And then we went to the lake that day, and we crashed the Sea-Doos.
Yeah, they were trying to be all cool. It was like Stephanie and my cousin, like my other cousin. Oh yeah, it was Stephanie, my cousin Steve, my cousin Gina,
and Ian. And Ian was with Steve.
Oh yeah.
They ran over me and Gina.
The Sea-Doos literally went like.
So we were the jet skis. So we were like drifting in the water.
Yeah, they were all cool. They were like standing up.
Dude, you can totally drift in water though.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's cool.
So I'm all like drifting, and my cousin's like, I'm like turning this way, and he's like coming, and we're like probably 300 yards from shore.
Yeah, they were.
We were really close, and all of a sudden we're driving, and you see him go doosh right on top, like in the front of ours. They almost
You could
hit
like
us.
hear the crack.
Yeah.
There was like a huge crack.
And it turned off. The jet ski turned off, and he almost hit me and his sister. And we were in big trouble. We weren't allowed to ride the jet
Yeah, they were like, oh, I think if you go back, you can still see like the crack. Not the crack. I think the scratches. Like
It's still cracked.
oh, then yeah,
It's really sad.
it was bad.
So then, that same day, after all that drama, we're leaving, we're going back, we're picked up all our stuff, and on our way back, what happened with the boat? Where my aunt, my cousin was towing, she wasn't towing, she had like 2 people on the jet ski because we had so many people, we carried
that
people
was another day, wasn't
in the
it?
boat.
On the way too, because remember we were like trying to figure out where we were gonna go park.
No, this was when we were going back.
Oh, I thought it was.
And then my cousin like leaned over to get something, and the jet ski flipped over, and then my aunt didn't know how to swim, says my grandmother.
And they had all had life jackets.
They had life jackets on. And then so the jet ski flips over. My aunt, her husband, and my cousin are in the water.
These are like grown people, like adults, you know. So like this.
And they're
cool,
like,
ski.
"¿Qué vamos a hacer?"
What are we gonna do?
Yeah, you'll be my translator.
Yeah.
¿Qué vamos a hacer?
Yeah. What are we gonna do? She's so like.
Mi hermana.
My sister. They're freaking.
No sabe nadar.
I can't even translate because I'm like, I put myself in that position where I still remember, like, and they were like
She
freaking
doesn't know how
out.
to swim.
And then like the jet skis just flipped and they're like under.
Tu tía, tu tía. We're Nicaraguan. That's how we talk. That's how they talk. That's how
Oh
we
god,
talk.
it was so.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, Mita, you know, little me. Pero cálmate. And she goes, pero cómo me voy a calmar? Mi hermana no sabe nadar. And which is how we're gonna stay calm. My sister doesn't know how to swim. And I'm just like I think my neck sunk into my shoulders, like
sorry.
2 inches, like okay.
And she was like really, like she was
She-
freaking out. Like she didn't.
It was ridiculous.
But they were all fine. They all flew because they all have
They
life
had
jackets
life
on, so they all
jackets.
came right up to the front.
And then my cousin jumps in the water to go help her. Like, what are you gonna do? Carry her ashore? Like, no.
We were like in the middle of the lake too. 'Cause
Yeah.
We were like meeting. I remember we were like all stopped like talking
Yeah.
about what we were gonna do. I don't know.
That same day, somebody rode over someone's
someone's what is it called?
inner tube.
Inner tube, and we like literally destroyed it. And I remember those people were so mad. And I think we were like, yeah, we'll pay you back. I think we never even paid them back. I remember
So
that.
it was
I was
really.
freaking out. Like I get so like nervous for everything.
I even get anxious just thinking about that day.
That was a very stressful weekend.
Yeah, and those weren't even the worst, because I heard we weren't there when they almost got in a fight with some other people that were at the beach, and then my grandmother had a machete.
That was a long time.
Look at her, she's so cute! Isn't she so cute? Isn't she so cute? She was not prepared to be filmed, as you can see. She does not look glamorous, but this is how real babies look, people.
Like,
uh-oh! Uh-oh!
uh-oh.
No?
Oh.
Uh-oh. Alright guys, so that's the end of our story time. Hopefully next time we'll have something else ready for you.
Woo,
In the meantime, I'm so sad because Nicole is leaving to Nicaragua.
I'm leaving for 2 weeks. No internet, no nothing.
She's gonna be like in the
Heavy.
selva.
That wasn't even a real sneeze. That was like
She's gonna like stay somewhere where there's like
No, I'm staying
no
at my uncle's house.
communication.
Oh, yeah.
no internet.
It's
No,
It'll be a fun
Snapchat.
one.
Hi.
She just wants to go back
She
and
wants.
forth.
She just wants me. So yeah, that's it. We hope you enjoy. Give it a like if you like it, and comment down below. Tell us what you're doing.
If you're new, subscribe.
Subscribe, girl. Subscribe, boy.